With the new expansion, Bloomburrow, coming to Magic the Gathering, you might be a little curious about the stories and settings behind this animal-themed set. Like, who's this foxy sad boy? But don't you worry, today we are going to go over the background and major events happening in Bloomburrow. Welcome to the first episode of Chronicles, an MTG lore series. Bloomburrow is a new plane introduced to the Magic universe with an advanced culture of cute animal species consisting of frogs, mice, squirrels, rabbits, and so much more. Together, they formed a harmonic society in a place called the Valley. No humans inhabit Bloomburrow, and any human planeswalkers who travel to Bloomburrow will automatically transform into animal form. Long ago, Bloomburrow used to be a place of chaos. Bigger creatures preyed on and devoured smaller ones. The strongest of them all are the Calamity Beasts, enormous creatures whose sheer presence could bring extreme changes in climates such as storms, blizzards, and droughts. Their overwhelming powers forced the smaller creatures to live underground as a society, known as the Animal Folk. The animal folk yearned for a home above ground, and various species united together, vowing to resist and liberate themselves from the Calamity's oppression. They formed the Order of the Hollyleaf, and surprisingly, the oath had a magical effect that allowed the animal folk to draw upon Bloomburrow's elemental powers. Armed with their new magical powers, the animal folk rebelled against the Calamities, causing war after war for 2 generations. But in the end, the Weavers could not defeat Wildseer, the primordial fire, and had to retreat underground once again, digging deeper than ever under the crackling flames of the firestorms. Just when all hope seemed lost, a legend was born, Lily of the Valley. A humble mousefolk farmer, Lily could not bear to witness the destruction caused to her home world. In a pivotal moment against Wildseer, part of her soul ignited and granted her a new source of power, the Seed Flame. Now possessing the powers of a Calamity Beast, Lily persevered and finally defeated Wildseer, freeing the valley from the Calamities. But the peace was short-lived. The Weavers, now without a common enemy, battled against one another for control of the valley. Their primal lust for power consumed them, driving them to madness. Seasons gave way to chaos without the Calamity Beasts. Realizing the powers of great weaving could not be sustained, the lineage of heroes banned such practices. And with that, Lily left behind the Tooth of Wildseer, that she named Cragflame, to her descendants and was never seen again, fading into myths and legends. Fast forward to the present, where we are introduced to Helga, a frog folk. Once an apprentice of King Glarb, the ruler of Fountainport, she was banished from the city for a small accident in her weaving, and now struggles to fit in at Pondside. Helga experiences visions she cannot explain that she sketches into her journal as if they are glimpses into the future. After a dream prompted her to sketch a hawk-like figure unlike any known Calamity Beast, she fears danger is coming, but also fears not being believed. Just as she summoned her courage to tell someone, a dark night owl appeared out of nowhere in Pondside. Maha, the Calamity Beast, flew on a chill wind, demolishing the village. Barely escaping Maha's rampage, Helga managed to flee to Goodhill with a warning before collapsing in front of Mabel, a mousefolk. Mabel took Helga in for rest and recovery, where she felt safe enough to tell her story about Maha. Although many animal folk dismissed the tale as hallucinations, Mabel believed Helga. Realizing something was wrong that could affect the fate of the entire plane, Mabel revealed a well-hidden secret. She is the descendant of the Order of the Hollyleaf, the great-granddaughter of Lily. Taking Cragflame from a hidden chest, Mabel declared that the animal folk should investigate the Calamity Beast situation to prevent the spread of darkness. 4 brave warriors volunteered to join the team: Hugs, the Grizzly Guardian, Phineas, the Ace Archer, Gev, the Lizard Folk, and Zoraline, the Bat Folk. As the Fellowship embarked on their adventure, they soon encountered 2 squirrel folk stealing from what was left of the destroyed Pondside. During the ensuing fight scene, the squirrels revealed themselves to be necromancers working for a mercenary known as Cruel Claw. Sensing a sinister plot connected to Calamity Beasts, Mabel and her companions decided to search for this mysterious Cruel Claw. They followed this lead to the docklands where an otter folk was causing a ruckus, demanding for the whereabouts of a familiar name, Jace Beleren. Turns out, after Jace and Vraska betrayed Oko's team in Thunder Junction, Ral Zarek, the Ravnica planeswalker and inventor of the Omen Paths, decided to hunt down Jace to answer for his betrayal. Through the blind eternities, he tracked Jace to Bloomburrow and, to his surprise, transformed into an otter. It just so happened that Helga had sketched a vision of a foxfolk that matched Jace's description. Knowing that Mabel's team is his best chance for finding Jace, Ral decides to join them in their hunt for Cruel Claw. Before anyone could respond, Phineas noticed that the river was behaving violently. And to everyone's surprise, the Floodgar, another calamity beast, emerged from the water and with it brought a massive flood. The entire crew was swept into the water and nearly drowned, but luckily managed to wash up on a muddy riverbank near a mysterious cave. Coffee, the ratfolk elder of the cavern, explained that the underground inhabitants are the lore keepers of Bloomburrow, responsible for writing and keeping the history of the plane. Coffee revealed that Cruel Claw had trespassed through the swamp and had in his possession a calamity beast egg. As the group continued on with a shortcut through a dandelion field, a golden four-winged monster descended from the sky. A stormhawk, a creature closely resembling that of a calamity beast, began attacking the group. Ral quickly realizes that this creature is not from Bloomburrow. It's a dragon from another plane in bird form. Using his lightning magic, Ral forced the dragon hawk to retreat, saving the group. Helga's augury skills gave her a vision of Fountainport as Cruel Claw's destination. As soon as they arrived at the palace, Helga asked for King Glarb's help with their quest and to put the past behind them. To everyone's confusion, King Glarb gave out a menacing laugh as a group of mercenaries emerged from the shadows surrounding Mabel's team. Turns out it was King Glarb all along who had hired Cruel Claw and his Dire Shade company to steal a calamity beast egg. His master plan was to raise a calamity beast himself to control all other calamities. He mocked the pack of farmers and failed Weaver for defying him and restrained them with magic. Helga was done being bullied by her former mentor and with Mabel's encouragement used her own weaving to free her friends, to show his moistness what a pack of farmers could do. Drawing into her sense of responsibility and love for her children, Mabel's soul ignited just like Lily's, activating Cragflame's magical powers. The legendary sword burned like a blazing star, and with it, Mabel overwhelmed both Cruel Claw and King Glarb. But storm clouds darkened, and the Stormhawk appeared, plummeting down toward the king, who portaled away just in time. Mabel raised her flame blade to attract the Stormhawk's attention away from the other animal folk, and just as she braced for impact, Maha, the night owl, swooped down from the sky and drove the Stormhawk away. Realizing Maha's attack on Pondside was actually a search for her stolen egg, Mabel immediately returned the egg to her, and the owl flew away without a trace. The heroes returned home and celebrated their victories, and the story ended when Helga had a mysterious vision. The kings in the dark will return, and the mage in blue will bring about the end. And there you have it. That was the story of Bloomburrow. What do you think about this animal-themed expansion? And how do you interpret the last prophecy? Personally, the mage in blue is clearly a reference to Jace, and the kings in the dark could imply the old calamity beasts maybe hiding in the shadows. Does that mean Jace will be the hero or the villain? Let us know in the comments section, and we'll see you in the next one. You're cool.